want to see the difference between a healthy non-white race and the unhealthy white race? There it is. Study that was done, 21. Looks like maybe is what it reads there. How racial groups rate each other. And I've seen other studies done like this, pretty intense. Here you have the white respondents, and they're asked to rate the different races, including themselves. And you find that white people say everybody is just the same. Who is the ideology manipulating? Who is, whatever this ideology is, ladies and gentlemen, whatever it is, right? Let's pretend like we don't know what it is, and we're looking for clues about what it is. Who is being manipulated? Well, anti-whiteism tells you there's all of the different races of man are exactly the same. What group there believes that? Therefore, what group is being targeted by the ideology? It's a shame that it takes brilliant white people like us to come and figure this out for all of the heaving, tarred masses. But here we are. So there is one group being affected directly, and when there is harm, as we talk about here, to non-white people, it is collateral damage. But you see, at the very core of this ideology, which we know correctly to be anti-whiteism, the very core of the ideology, the group that is targeted is the white race. Don't ever doubt it. Don't ever let anybody try to talk you out of it. The evidence is here in this and many, many studies that I have looked at over the years. You can see the sickness in the white race. So before moving to the other groups, just quickly, it's healthy to say, to hold the position that you and your people are the best. There's nothing wrong with it. You're not making an argument that anybody else needs to be victimized or that anybody is lesser in the eyes of a creator or nature or law or anything like that. It is akin to saying that your team is the best. People will say their team is the best even when their team is losing, even when their team has a losing season. It is healthy because it is a goal you're setting. The white race doesn't have the health. Let's jump on over to Hispanics. You want more evidence that the group that is targeted by the unnamed ideology across Western civilization, you want more evidence that that unnamed ideology is anti-whiteism? Look in these next three charts. Every race categorizes the white race as the worst. They rate the white race as the worst. Remember, I told you had Kevin Alfred Strom claimed years ago that Voltaire said that if you want to know who rules over you, just ask who you can't criticize. Many people dispute that Voltaire actually said that. If he did or not, that admonition is unintelligent and unhelpful. And it's a shame that so many people have adopted it. You should instead adopt the genius of the admonition that I have shared in response to this, ostensibly said by Voltaire. And that is, if you want to know the victim of society, ask who you cannot defend. There is a concrete answer. Whereas on the alternative, there is disputation, there is disagreement, there is debate, and more importantly, what is done with any of the answers that are given? What can be done with any of the answers given? What does it do for us as a people? Does it engender, do those answers and those disagreements and those arguments engender peoplehood out of our deracinated race? No. But asking who you cannot defend and ascertaining, therefore, who is the victim does engender a people out of our deracinated race. That is something that is productive, something that we can use to take steps forward, something that the individual, upon learning, will be compelled down a chain of thought that benefits that individual and our people. It's the same with this cui bono. Who benefits? Again, it's up for dispute. Who actually benefits? Who benefits more? Who benefits less? I have heard people argue cui bono for hours in different scenarios for different instances under consideration. You know, and by the way, that is also unproductive. You know what is not up for dispute? Cui dolet. Who is harmed? Again, something that we've coined here. Something that an individual asking him or herself that question is set on a thought chain, limiting the conclusions to beneficial deductions, healthful deductions. Hispanics, Blacks, and Asians all rate the white race the lowest. Cui dolet, the white race. So you have two elements right here that no one else will show you. Anywhere on Twitter, anywhere else. No one, and until it happens after this gathering and they've stolen it to repeat it and then wrap it in the accoutrements of their own LARPing. The two most important elements of this is that you can see the ideology that afflicts the West in the way the white respondents respond about the value or rate of the races, and the way the non-white races respond about the white race. Both of those, the most important elements here for us as we look at this, indicate that the ideology in the West is not Marxism. That's an abstraction. It's not communism, abstraction. It's not wokeism, abstraction. It's not liberalism, abstraction. It's not progressivism, abstraction. It's not social justice, abstraction. It is anti-whiteism. Marxism could produce a completely different panel. Communism, a completely different panel. Theoretically, with all of those other titles, you could arrive at completely different panels, but you don't in the real world, do you? In the real world, these are your white respondents. Every race is rated the same. And these are your non-white respondents. The white race, by all of them, is rated the lowest. This is why I do not tolerate this, and I get fed up, but I do not tolerate the abstractionizing. I do not tolerate the anti-non-white whining. You can hear it right now, the idiots who whine about the dues all the time, saying, well, you know, Blacks and Hispanics, Asians, they'd all have a much better opinion of us. Shut up. So here you have the Hispanics rating the white race as the lowest, and rating themselves as the highest. Black respondents rating the white race as the lowest and the black race as the highest. Asian respondents rating the white race as the lowest and the Asian race as the highest. 3 of these panel, one of these are not like the others. One of these are not like the others. One group of people is unhealthy. The other groups are healthy. Can you identify? So how can you look at data like this and conclude that you should address anything other or prescribe anything other, recommend anything other than that path number 3, addressing the psychological warfare that is anti-whiteism in ourselves, our families, our circles, our communities, our societies, our countries? Can't be more right. Every time we turn around and see data, it proves us right.